Now, compared to this time last year, Ferrari are having much less fun this time. Charles Leclerc was on top of the world heading into the 4th round of the championship, having won 2 of the first 3 races in the ground effect era. However, the Monégasque has only scored 6 points from the first 3 races this year, with mechanical issues and a racing incident keeping him out of the Bahrain and Australian races. While Carlos Sainz has 20 points and could have finished second in Australia before being penalised, neither Ferrari driver has yet to stand on the podium in 2023, making them the only top team yet to do so. But to the delight of the tifosi, things may take a major turn for the better in Azerbaijan, as media outlets have reported major positives coming out of Maranello during the 1-month break. So could Baku be the race where Ferrari finally gets a good result and kicks off 2023 properly? Let's get right into it and look into these reports. And make sure to watch until the end if you want to learn about a potential Ferrari driver move that is brewing behind the scenes. Now, lagging behind Red Bull with a deficit they didn't foresee, Ferrari have adjusted their development plan, with reports their re-profiled side pods are ready earlier than expected. Will the Scuderia risk running them in Baku, where there is only 1 practice session and accidents and safety cars are common? Well, let's take a look. 3 races into the season, it's fair to say Ferrari has failed to live up to the pre-season hype. Hype they themselves created with talk of a car of unprecedented speed. Instead, they've fallen well behind Red Bull's RB19, with Aston Martin and Mercedes also nipping ahead, or 3 having reached the podium, something Ferrari has yet to do. It has compelled Ferrari to not only accelerate their development program, but also to take larger steps. Reprofiled side pods are said to be part of these steps. Now, according to the Italian media, Ferrari's aerodynamic package arrived earlier than expected and includes more hollowed-out side pods in the lower part to increase the opening under the radiator vents and the flow rate. The redesign also aims to reduce drag and improve airflow to the floor. It's been described as a step forward, but it has necessitated a few other changes to the car, including Ferrari revising the cooling system and relocating ducts. But whether Ferrari, initially reported to be introducing the upgrade at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix Round 6, will bring it forward to Baku has yet to be revealed. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix will be the first to feature standalone sprint qualifying, leaving teams with only 1 practice session, FP1 on Friday, to test new parts. That doesn't leave much time for Ferrari to conduct back-to-back testing of the old and new designs, which may force them to postpone their debut until Imola. The good news is that Charles Leclerc has tested the revamped design in the simulator and saw positive numbers in the simulations. Team boss Frédéric Vasseur recently spoke about the Scuderia's 2023 upgrade plan, admitting that they've accelerated it due to their deficit to Red Bull. Honestly, I don't even think Red Bull can say that they have everything under control. It's the DNA of our business, he said. You have to do a better job in every single race and to understand more and to extract more of the potential of the car. For sure, we've adjusted a little bit the direction of the new development over the last few weeks, but it's true for everybody on the grid. Now, 1-lap form will be especially important in Baku, as the sprint event will have its own qualifying session on Saturday, so drivers and teams will have to get it right twice. Ferrari was the second fastest car over 1 lap in both Bahrain and Jeddah, trailing only Red Bull, but faltered in Melbourne, where Mercedes and Aston Martin were ahead. But according to Vasseur, the team must focus on improving its own performance rather than being distracted by competitors. To be focused on Red Bull or Mercedes or Aston Martin, I think would be a mistake, said the Frenchman. We have to get the best from what we're doing and to be focused on ourselves. But we made a good step for me between race 2 and race 3. And if we're able to bring a couple of updates like this, I think the issue in Melbourne was not the potential of the car, it was more the job that we did as a team to extract the best from this, and that we have to be focused on this. Baku will be crucial, because in Baku you have the 2 qualifyings and the 2 races, and we have to be able as a team to do a better job and to attract the best potential of the car. Then the layout of the track in Baku is completely different, but most important is to get the best from what we're doing and to be focused on ourselves, not on others. This is undoubtedly a much more optimistic outlook than we've seen from the paddock and media regarding Ferrari, and it may even be the case for the drivers. After finishing runner-up in last year's championship, the Scuderia went into the new season declaring that they'd fight for championship titles this year, not only because they've solved their power unit reliability issues, but also because they created a car of unprecedented speed. They were wrong on both accounts, and their lack of speed has left them trailing Red Bull by 97 points after only 3 races, with Ferrari also behind Aston Martin and Mercedes in the standings. Even their own drivers have struggled to hide their disappointment, with Carlos Sainz saying, "The truth is that it's not been an easy start to the season. Everyone at Ferrari expected much more, having been fighting for pole positions and wins last year. I think we went into the races with that intention. We've been surprised by how quick the Red Bull is and how other teams like Aston Martin have improved. We have to work hard at the factory in Maranello, bring improvements to get back on the podium and fight for victory." Now, losing ground to championship leader Max Verstappen race after race, Sainz is down in 5th place in the standings and already 49 points off the pace. But while he stopped short of saying the title is out of reach, insisting that as long as the math says it's possible, he'll keep chasing the point, he admits Ferrari's first goal is to get on the podium. However, in Sainz's case, things could get much worse than failing to chase podiums. In fact, Spanish media has been rife with reports of Ferrari losing patience with the Spaniard. The Spanish newspaper, El Nacional, believes Ferrari is blaming Sainz for the poor start to the season. The expectations only get worse. Seeing what happened, they seem far from improving, the report suggests. To this, we must add that Ferrari are starting to get tired of Carlos Sainz. The Spanish driver is not performing in the team as expected, and they're getting fed up with the excuses from Madrid. The truth is that, for some time now, at Ferrari they're beginning to be upset with Sainz. He's not performed as expected. He has disappointed. They thought he would be a star driver, and he's not showing it. If he wants to continue, he must begin to show why he was trusted, but at the moment there is no hint of that. Surprisingly, despite the fact that Sainz has scored 20 points to his teammate 6, El Nacional goes on to say that Leclerc is the star at Ferrari and that his displeasure with Sainz's antics in qualifying at the Australian Grand Prix doesn't bode well for Sainz's future. Earlier this season, Sainz revealed that Ferrari may have dropped the ball when it came to this year's floor regulations and the FIA's changes to reduce porpoising. Ferrari got it wrong somewhere in the design of the SF23, with Sainz admitting earlier this season that they had expectations of the revised floor regulations and how they'd impact the car, namely less downforce, only to discover during pre-season testing that rivals hadn't suffered from the changes and were much faster than last year. As a result, the team was left with a car that was unbalanced, lacking in downforce and suffering from high degradation, which was a minor issue in qualifying but a major issue over a Grand Prix distance. The Scuderia is working hard to change that, but it will take time. There is no quick fix or magic bullet in Formula 1, and the team is reportedly planning a massive upgrade at Imola or Baku. But which will it be, and would it allow them to finally fight for victory? The only way to know is to wait and see. But hey, do you have any predictions for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? And will Ferrari finally get off to a good start and finish on the podium or fight for a win this weekend? Is Carlos Sainz's position in the team in danger, as the report suggests? Please share your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for your time. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.